Hey, it's Kim and Ron with Montoya Adventures, and today we are up in northern Arizona, and we're going to share with you some survival tips and things to pack in a survival pack, and things that you want to have with you for safety if you're out in cold weather.
Yeah, out in the forest, out in the wilderness.
So, enjoy! So here's a bag I take with us when we're going up to the snow. Just has extra stuff just in case. So I've got a thick pair of Uggs, pair of Ron's gloves, got extra sweatshirts, some more hand warmers, a neck gaiter and a hat for me, a hat for Ron, gloves, extra socks, and then we have like our ski pants in here, a pair for each of us. Oh, I have a scarf too. You want to make sure you have plenty of extra clothes for the cold weather. You hope you don't need them, but if you do, you've got dry, warm clothes for bundling up. We also take extra blankets. I took 2 really big blankets with us, and we take some beach towels as well in case we need to dry off and get mud or snow off of us. We are taking a drive up to northern Arizona, knowing fully well they are expecting a winter storm. And as you see on this drive, you're going to watch the clouds change and the terrain change as we get higher north. If you ever decide to venture into a cold, snowy, or forested area, hopefully you'll remember some of our wintered road trip preparation tips. The first tip is be prepared. Those words from my scout days are drilled into my head, and it is so important to be prepared. So how do we do this? We do this by planning ahead. Now, you already saw that clip earlier with all the different clothing and blankets that we bring, and all of those layers are super important. But another thing you want to do if you go on a big trip is to let somebody know that you're going up there. Give people a general idea of where you're going to be at and how long you're going to be gone. This way, if something goes wrong and you're not back when you say you're going to be back, people can send out a search party to look for you and they know where to start. Being prepared also means making sure your vehicle is fueled up, that all your levels are good, your tires are good, and you have things like 4-wheel drive or chains for your tires if you're going into a snowy location. Now, in the case of northern Arizona, we live here, so we take the things with us that if we're stranded in our location, we know what we will need to have. And we probably wouldn't have to survive more than 24 hours where we were going to be going off-road, but I definitely wanted to make sure we had the changes of clothes, warm clothes, blankets, extra tools, blankets, flashlights, snacks, stove to cook things on if we needed to. In a little bit, I'm going to show you my survival pack as well, and I'm also going to show you the crate of extra things that I always carry in my truck that include an axe and a blanket and rope and things like that. All the things that you might need to make a shelter, to make fire, and to keep yourselves safe and warm in an emergency situation. And when it comes to traveling in winter snowy weather like this, sometimes the freeway itself gets shut down and you could be stuck on the road for an extended amount of time. And so you need to make sure that if you had to turn your vehicle off and you were stuck on the road, that you could stay warm, that you would have food, that you would have plenty of water, and that you're equipped in case an emergency situation comes up like that. So I just can't stress enough to be prepared, plan ahead. That way you're ready if an emergency arises. Hi, it's a little windy out here, but I want to take the time to show you what I always carry with me in my truck. And really anytime we go anywhere, I take a pack with me, and this is an emergency survival pack. Now, I will add or take from it depending on where I'm going. When I'm hunting, it's a little different, but I do have kind of the basics in it. So I want to show you this right now. This is just a sturdy pack. This is a good one. I use this one for hunting. This is my new one. Inside, I just have, it's light right now because I'm not doing anything. I have like a little, actually this is a cover for it, but it's a good color. Orange is always a good emergency color because nothing occurs naturally in the color of orange out in nature. So it's good to have things that are orange. I do have a little wild edible plants guide, and this is North America. So this is very, very specific to this area, the Colorado River Plateau area. If you're going to get something specific to the area you're in. And always customize your pack and what you take as a survival guide with you to where you're at. I have a pretty extensive amount of first aid supplies in my pack. I have lots of large bandages, things like this. We called it vet wrap when I was a vet tech, but you know, it's what when you give blood, they always wrap it and it sticks to itself. I've got some ace bandages, a bunch of band-aids, and medications in here, tape, things like that. A couple of feminine hygiene products. Never know who's going to need that. Another pack that has like a hydro straw, so this will filter out like 99.999% of contaminants. Great to have. I have in here things like, let's see, this is just a mixture of dryer lint and Vaseline together. Really, really great for starting a fire. Ignites super fast. Other good fire starting things, in addition to like a fire starting flint stick, which I have one of those on my bag, would be hand sanitizer. It's super flammable. Little emergency poncho. I've got matches in here, some little activated hand warmers. And I have lots of these things in lots of different sections in my truck. I have some orange duct tape. That's it for in the inside right now. In the next packet, I have toilet paper. It's always handy to have, not only because you may need it, but also for fire starting, it's great to have. I have some latex gloves, some orange flagging tape. Again, we hunt, so I always have this hunting with me. One of many knives, and even some electrical tape. Inside here, I have more fire starting material. This is more dryer lint with Vaseline wrapped up with it. Some gauze, some blades, an entire thing of blades. I have a notepad, and I have a brand new, unopened fire starter flint stick right here. Some pens, another knife. So that's in that section of the pack. In the front, just have some snacks, and I do change these out periodically, but they'll stay in here all year long, and it really doesn't matter, because if you were in a survival situation and you were really hungry and you needed the food, you would eat stale protein bars. But change them out periodically, they taste better. On the front, I have another fire starter and flint, and I have a whistle and a compass combination, and it's got a thermometer on the back. And right now, in this windy area, we're at about 40 degrees Fahrenheit. It's chilly right now. I always keep one side open for a water bottle, and the other side has some bug spray, homemade bug spray, and this is brown sugar. And if you're ever out and your sugar starts to drop, you can break off a couple of chunks of brown sugar, and it'll help get your sugar level up enough so that you feel better. I should tide you over till you can get some food in your system. We can survive 3 weeks without any food, but we cannot survive even 3 days without water, so I always have water. I put more food in the sides, it's just a thing there. And when we're actually hunting, I usually put sandwiches in there too. And this one has like a Leatherman all-purpose tool and this awesome little crank flashlight that's really cool. So this was from when my son was in Cub Scouts, and I snagged it because it doesn't require batteries. It's just all that you've generated yourself. Okay, so that's what's in my pack. Now, in addition, in the back of my truck, this is always behind the front seat. My truck has full cab seats, 4 people, 4 doors. So behind the one side, I have the pack, but underneath that, I keep this crate, and it's got additional emergency supplies. A really big rope, more toilet paper. I have like a small shovel. I have my hari, which is like a big Japanese style scooping knife. I do a lot of foraging and wildcrafting, so this is one of the things I take out when I'm doing that. I have a hatchet. I do have my shooting sticks in here for hunting. I just usually leave them in my truck. A pair of like rugged sandals. I don't wear closed-in shoes all the time, but those are handy. I have a big orange blanket, and inside of it is a tree saw, a folding tree saw. So these are handy to have if you need to cut some firewood pieces or whatever. It folds up nicely. Actually cut our Christmas tree with this last year, and I just keep it rolled up in this towel. Have a towel if I need it, but also it's orange, so that's an emergency color. And then I have some other things. I have like some spare oil. I have some gloves, some clippers. I have flares, big heavy-duty blanket. It's actually a wool blanket. And then I have some different books like Medicinal Plants of the Desert Southwest, Rocks and Minerals in Arizona, because that's where we're at. So this is stuff I keep in here all the time. Now, because we came up here today and we had to come up through snow, also in the bed of my truck, I have some pieces of wood, some 2x6s. Some are cut 3-foot lengths, some are 5-foot lengths, just in case we ever needed additional traction. I also put a shovel back here because you just never know if we need to dig out or if we actually had to survive. It would be nice to be able to shovel in a place if we had to get through snow and get at the ground level. Inside, we took plenty of blankets and towels and then warm clothes. We brought like our ski pants and our heavy-duty jackets, scarves, hand warmers, gloves, hoodies, all that kind of stuff on the off chance the roads got too bad and when we're heading back into town and we couldn't pass, because sometimes they do shut down these major highways from snow, and it is supposed to start snowing again this afternoon. We wanted to be safe. We also have enough food and water. We have our flask full of water, and we have another gallon of water. You want to make sure you have all this stuff. Being prepared is really the best thing you can do in any sort of situation. And heaven forbid we had to survive, but we absolutely could survive our climate if we needed to. One other thing I want to mention is that we brought one of our small Coleman propane stoves with us. And, it has 2 burners. It takes these propane canisters. We brought 2 of those and just put it in a crate here for in the back of my truck and put some small pieces of kindling in case we had to split it to make a fire. We may not need it. Brought a pot inside and some food that we could cook if we had to. But again, it's one of those things that it's just better to be prepared for a survival situation. It's certainly windy out here. Also, know your terrain. Have a good map. Know that if you're going out into snow and it starts looking too deep, don't keep trekking off into it. Be smart about what you're doing. A lot of roads are closed at the main, and if you're taking a forest road like this, you may not be able to access the main highway. So keep that in mind. There we have some turkeys crossing the road. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And one final word of caution as we make our way out of this storm, because it's coming in. Don't be in a hurry to drive in the snow. If the storm hits, drive slow, stay out of the way of snow plows, and just be aware of your surroundings out there. So I hope you're prepared. So thanks for watching Montoya Adventures. If you have any questions on survival or winter travels in Arizona, please reach out and let us know. And click the like and subscribe button. Thank you.
Thank you.